The Council's decision echoed through the crystalline halls of Station Kepler 442, each word a hammer blow against hope itself. Human Melissa Chen, you are hereby expelled from the Galactic Pedagogical Institute, effective immediately. Melissa stood before the 7-member tribunal, her shoulders squared despite the trembling in her hands. Behind the translucent podium, Administrator Vexter S4 eyes blinked in what might have been sympathy or perhaps just irritation at the formality of it all. The human bonding instinct, Vexter continued, his mandibles clicking with bureaucratic precision, has proven too intense for our institutional framework. You have compromised the emotional development protocols of your assigned youngling. Spirok, seated in the observation gallery, felt his jaw tighten. 3 years they'd been on this station, working as educators for the galaxy's most prestigious youth development program. 3 years of proving that humans belonged among the stars, that they could contribute something meaningful to the greater cosmic community, and now this. Administrator, Melissa's voice cut through the sterile air, steady and clear. With respect, I followed every protocol. I maintained professional boundaries. You loved them. The words came from Counselor Schroll, the Vexian pedagogue whose theories dominated modern child-rearing across 40 systems. That is the problem. Human Melissa, you loved them. Melissa's breath caught. Is that a crime? It is a contamination, Schroll replied, her scales shimmering with what the translation matrix rendered as concern. Emotional attachment creates dependency. Dependency inhibits growth. This is foundational theory, accepted across all civilized space for 3,000 cycles. Except Earth. Burek muttered from his seat. A nearby Quellan parent turned its sensor cluster toward him, radiating disapproval. Melissa's eyes found Burek's across the chamber. In that glance, he saw everything they'd witnessed together. The Thaxian hatchling who'd learned to laugh for the first time. The Quellan juvenile who'd finally processed his grief over his progenitor's death. The Melos twins who'd overcome their developmental delays through sheer encouragement and belief. The children that the galaxy said should remain emotionally neutral until maturity. The children that Melissa had, apparently, committed the cardinal sin of caring about the human concept of hugs, Vexter said, consulting his datapad. Administered 47 times in the past lunar cycle alone. Verbal affirmations of worth and potential, 233 instances. Celebration of individual achievements beyond curricular requirements. Constant. Each accusation fell like evidence at a trial. Each one was something Melissa had done because it felt right, because it helped, because it worked. I move for immediate removal, Schroll announced. The human's contract is void. She will depart on the next available transport. The Gavilar human affectation the council had ironically adopted struck the bench. Melissa closed her eyes. 6 hours later, Burok helped Melissa pack her quarters. Their apartment in the residential wing had become a home over the years, filled with artwork from dozens of species, thank you notes in languages that predated human civilization, and photos of field trips to nebulas and moonbases. They're wrong, Burok said, carefully wrapping a clay sculpture. A Dendrian child had made a wobbly but earnest representation of Melissa holding a book. You know they're wrong. Maybe. Melissa folded another shirt. Or maybe humans are just incompatible with how the rest of the galaxy works. Maybe we're too primitive, too emotional. To a soft chime interrupted her. Then another. Then a dozen more, cascading into a symphony of door notifications. Burok moved to the entrance panel and his eyes went wide. Melissa, you need to see this. The corridor outside their quarters was packed. 37 younglings of 17 different species, each clutching a bag, a case, a bundle of belongings. Behind them stood a smaller group of parents, their expressions varying from confused to defiant across the spectrum of alien physiology. At the front stood Creech, the Thaxian hatchling who'd been Melissa's first student. His voice, still high and chirping, rang out, "Teacher Melissa leaving. We leave too." Creech. No, Melissa started, but the chorus that rose up drowned her protest. Not staying without teacher. Melissa goes, Nix goes, family stays together. A Quellan parent, the same one who'd disapproved of Burok in the council chamber, stepped forward. My youngling has thrived under your instruction. The council may banish you, human Melissa, but they cannot banish what you've taught us, that love is not weakness, that attachment is not flaw, that caring is not contamination. A Melos parent nodded her twin heads. Where you go, our children wish to follow. We have consulted. We have decided. We are withdrawing from the institute. Melissa's hand found her mouth, tears streaming freely now. But your educations, your futures, will be built on something real. said another parent, a dendrian whose bark-like skin showed patterns of determination. You humans have a saying. Yes, people will forget what you said, forget what you did, but never forget how you made them feel. Burek felt his own eyes burning. He pulled out his cum device and made a call he'd been contemplating for weeks. Commander Hayes, this is Burok Demir, on station, Kepler 442. I'm officially requesting sanctuary for 37 juvenile sentients and their guardians. We're coming home. A pause, then, copy that, Mr. Demir. Earth's doors are always open. Melissa looked at the crowd, at these children from worlds she'd never visited before leaving Earth, at parents whose customs she'd studied from textbooks, at beings who had decided that what she offered, simple human compassion, was worth appending their lives for. I can't ask you to, she began. You're not asking, Creech chirped, his translator rendering his tone with perfect clarity. We're telling. You taught us humans have word. Family. Family, not leave family behind. 20 minutes later, station security arrived to find the corridor empty. 48 beings from 18 worlds had boarded a human transport, destination Earth. The council would rage. They would call it kidnapping, corruption, a breach of 1,000 regulations. But in the cargo hold, Melissa sat surrounded by children, Baroque at her side, and for the first time since the trial, she smiled. Teacher, Creech asked, settling into her lap despite being technically too large for it. What Earth-like? Melissa hugged him close. Oh, little one. Let me tell you about a place where it's not just okay to care, it's the whole point. Behind them, the stars of the galactic core faded. Ahead, a small blue world grew larger. Humanity had been deemed too emotional for the stars. The stars, it seemed, disagreed.